Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and today I have my April book haul. We've had a change of scenery today because I was just too lazy to move my room around, so now we're just facing the wall. Really nice, plain, blank wall. I finally read Traitor's Blade this month by Sebastian de Castell and immediately decided that I had to buy the sequels, so I got Night's Shadow, which is the second book in the Heathcote series, and this really follows on from the events of the first book, so I can't tell you much about it, except that the entire series focuses on this group of men called Heathcotes, who were they were the law bringers of these towns. They would, on the king's orders, they would ride out to villages and settle disputes. And what they said was the law, but 5 years before the start of the first book, they allowed the king to be murdered by his dukes and have then ended up disgraced. The first book, well, the series is told from the perspective of Falcio, who is the leader of the Greatcoats, and everyone says that the book is similar to the Three Musketeers and the Lies of Locke Lamora. Both, I haven't read either of them, but I did really enjoy the series. It's very fast-paced. Apparently it's swords and sorcery. It did remind me a lot of watching Hercules and Xena when I was younger, and I was really impressed with the series. If you're looking for a fast-paced sword and sorcery romp, then these are the books that you are after. So this one is Night's Shadow. Then you have the third book, which is Saint's Blood. And the fourth book, which I believe came out last week, is Tyrant's Throne. Then one of the customers at the charity shop happened to donate a load of fantasy fiction, and there were quite a few new series there, and I wasn't really in the mood for starting any new series, but there were two books in there that I happened to want, so I got Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. I'm not actually sure why I bought this book because I still haven't read The Lies of Locke Lamora, but you know, I've got them both from a charity shop now. I might get to reading them. If the Greatcoats is anything like them, then I'm probably going to enjoy them, so I thought I may as well have them. It was only £1, so you know. And then I got Anansi Boys by Neil Gaiman. I got this because I like Neil Gaiman as a writer. This book follows a man whose father has died, and he discovers that his father is actually Anansi, the spider trickster god. And I'm not really sure where it goes from there. I'm hoping to get around to reading it at some point this year and hopefully, you know, enjoying it the same as all of these books. A few days ago, Simon of Savage Reads posted his April wrap-up, and there were two books in there that I really liked the sound of, so I went out and I went straight to Amazon, ordered them, next day delivery. One of them is a book, the first is a book that I originally ordered back in January when I first heard about it, and Amazon sent it, then somehow it got lost in the post, and then I just completely forgot that I'd been planning on buying it. So Simon's video really reminded me of that book. Is Stay With Me by Ayobami Adebayo. This book is set in 1980s Nigeria. A woman is unable to conceive, so her mother-in-law has got her husband to embark upon a second marriage, and that's all I really know about the book. I know that a few people, I know that it's being talked about quite a lot at the moment. A few people seem to be enjoying it, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be one of them because you know that I like a good bandwagon to jump on. Really, all it took for me to buy this book was when Simon said that it was similar to The Trouble with Ghost and Sheep, because I really loved that book last year, and that is We All Begin as Strangers by Harriet Cummings. It's 1984 in a small village. This fox is entering people's houses and leaving things, but then someone called Anna disappears and people believe that it is the fox that did it. And I really did enjoy The Trouble with Ghost and Sheep. It's probably it probably surpasses all the books last year as my favourite book of last year, and is one of my favourite books ever. And if this book can live up to that, then I will be pleasantly surprised and I will be exceptionally happy to own this and to read it. My shelves are really full of unread books that I really need to get to, want to get to, so we'll see when I eventually get around to reading all these books. As with all other months when I don't really actually do anything but watch Netflix. I mean, for it's just great for procrastinating, really, isn't it? I mean, you decide you want to watch something, and ultimately you don't find it, so you go and rewatch something that you've already seen 1,000 times before, and before you know it, it's time for bed. And I'm working a lot of overtime at the moment, so I don't really come home in the mood to read, and I've also been trying to edit the book in time for that coming out, so I keep saying that I'm not going to buy a ton of books, and undoubtedly I buy a ton of books. It's just who I am. I have an addiction and I have a bank account, and those two things are just dire, really. Anyway, I'm going to end this video now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to discuss these books, feel free to do so down in the comments, and until next time, that is all.